Everyone, it's me, Evan, and I'm here today to show you guys something cool. I'm going to show you my entire knife collection from the newest edition, which I got at my birthday this year, just a couple days ago, to like really one of the first knives that I got myself. And mind you, I have lost a couple of knives throughout, the years that I've been collecting knives. So this is not all of them. There's about 2 or 3 that I've never found because I lost them, which makes sense because you don't really have it if you lost it. Never mind. I'm just gonna start with the oldest knife here. Now this is in the order that I got them, so that would have to be... Okay, first, there have been knives before this. I've had knives before this, but this one right here, this is a razor, and I just found it in the forest when we moved at our last house. It was in a forest, and just found a razor in the forest because the original owners were kind of not very good about cleaning up after themselves. So razor, it's great, it's still razor sharp, and it's just a good knife. Next up we have this. Now this right here has a little bit of a problem because some of the main pieces came off of it and they never really got back on. So yeah, it's just a Canada, what is it? Yeah, it's a Banff Canada. It's kind of dull right now. Overall, it's kind of good knife, but it's not all that great. It's not something to explode about, you know. So, moving on to the next knife. Oh yes, this. This is my Gerber. Found this in the forest too. By the way, all 3 of these knives we found in the forest. It's got all of the stuff. It was rusted shut when when we found it in the forest. I made a little duct tape sheath for it, but it was rusted shut. So we took a can of this stuff, 3-in-1 oil or whatever, and that fixed it up pretty good. So moving on, we have this knife. This is a nice one I got for my last birthday, and it's got my name right there, Evan, right there engraved on it. Right, it's got all the little attachments and the little screwdrivers and all the things that you'll never ever use, ever. Next we have this. This is given to me by my grandpa Tom on my dad's side. He gave me this knife when we were clearing out his garage because he had a lot of stuff in there that he didn't need. And it's a good knife. It's very sharp. But as you can see, it's had quite a lot of use, and he's actually sharpened the blade down. It's pretty thin right now. And it's got all it's got a can opener and all that stuff. Right. Moving on. This would have to be the next one. This right here is an old Sawzall blade. And the blade is what I'm talking about. The handle, this is a relatively new handle. I made this about 2 months ago, this handle. But I got the blade, and I put a handle on it about 6 months ago. So we were at the coast, and I was digging around, and I found a Sawzall blade. And it had all these teeth on the back and stuff. So I thought, hey, this is cool, I could make a knife out of this. So I brought it home, I sharpened this edge, So I sharpened the not toothed edge, and then I shaved all the teeth off when I was at my grandparents' house in between when we were moving. So then I put a new handle on it there too. It's a good, you can swing it around, and the handle's really comfortable. I made it myself, just took a piece of wood and started carving on it. But yeah, there's that knife. The next one is, of course, this thing. Yeah. I'm thinking that I'm going to do a video on tempering this blade, because right now it is some pretty bad steel right now. It's very low quality steel. It's not meant for blades. It won't keep an edge very long. I mean, it's still sharp, but that's just because I haven't used it on anything recently, so. I mean, it dulled itself on pumpkins. I was cutting up some pumpkins with this thing, and it kind of got a little bit dull, and that's not what I want. So I'm actually going to be tempering this in a future video, hopefully. That will be definitely really cool. And of course, you know how this came to be, if you've seen that video. If not, you should totally watch that, because it's a good video, the homemade blade video. So next, there's this one. This one was given to me by Grandpa Bob from my mom's side. It's a good knife. It's good for carving. I actually carved the handle on this thing with this knife. It's also actually really good for throwing, surprisingly enough. But yeah, because I occasionally do some knife throwing, but only sometimes, and I'm really, really bad at it. Next would be this. This is the Old Timer belt knife. It comes with a nice leather sheath. You can have like a little belt through there. It's got a neat little button and stuff. But the knife itself can hold the blade really, it can hold an edge really well. It's got like sort of this, I don't know, what is this made out of? It looks like, I don't know what the handle's made out of, but it's all really high quality materials. I hardly ever use it, mostly because it has a lot of antique value, and so that means that if I, like wait for a couple of more years, and then like I could sell it for a lot of money at like an antique auction or something. So that's pretty cool. Then this, which is just like a cheapo little razor thing. Not really much to talk about there. I got... Okay, so then we're starting to get into some of my favorite knives. I mean, the Old Timer is really good. I really like that knife. And I really like my the big blade that I made out of the steel bracer. That one's pretty cool. But this thing takes the cake, because it's actually just really useful. I mean, like, so this is a Kershaw knife, and the blade will come out. It's pretty cool. It's like a switchblade, but it's not a switchblade, so it can be legal. So you see that little this little thing right here? That when you pull that, it will spring this open. There's a spring inside, so you just go, and it just flicks open faster, almost faster than the eye can see. And it's made of high quality steel, can hold an edge for a very long time, and yeah, it's like my favorite knife that I have. So this is super cool, and I got this a couple days ago for my birthday. Super nice knife. Another knife that I got, this is going to be the last knife here. I got this for my birthday. This is a, what is it? I don't even know the brand. Anyway, it's really, really old, but it's made of some really good steel. And so this blade, it'll be sharp for a long time to come. And it's got a cool little, like, bear head on the hilt, and it's got a really nice handle. And it's got this cool looking sheath with all this leather and stuff on it, which is super neat. Yeah. And you could also put this on your belt if you wanted to, sort of like the Old Timer. It's like the Old Timer, except for older than the Old Timer. If that makes any sense at all. Probably doesn't. But, anyway, that was my video on all my knives. Oh my god! So let's just quickly go over. We got this one. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 knives. And by the way, I am double counting these ones because they have the serrated one and the regular one on both. The one that's got my name on it, right here, this one, and the Gerber. So that's 14 knives. I think that's a pretty good startup. I have a friend in Nevada who his grandfather had a ton of knives, and so when he died, unfortunately, my friend Will, he got all of them, and it's like 200 knives. It's insane. It makes my little pile of them look very, very small. But yeah, and if you're wondering how I got most of that so steady, I had the brilliant idea. I would use a wood clamp and some socks, and I'd just put my camera right in here. It worked perfectly because I don't have a real bipod, so ba-bam! Yeah. Oh yeah, I came up with a name for this dragon who I got for my birthday. This fuzzy dragon. His name is Phosphorus. It's like phosphorus, but you pronunciate the E. Like Phosphorus. Phosphorus. Yes. Hello, Phosphorus. Yes. Big dragon. So, yeah. This is starting to drag on. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!